podcast. My name is Grace and today is Monday, April 21st. This is a podcast about knitting, books, baking, and cats, but most importantly knitting because that is what I love to do all day, every day. I have various social medias you can follow me on if you are interested. I have several platforms, but I am mainly active on Instagram and on Ravelry. If you want to keep up to date with what I get up to when I'm not recording and during the week in my life. I also have show notes. Links to things that I will be talking about will be linked on my blog, and a list of things that I will be chatting about will be down below in the description, but if you want links, those are on my blog. And then also I am a knitting pattern tech editor, so if you know of someone who is in need of an editor for any upcoming knitting patterns, I would love to work with you. If you like to check out the Graceful Edits tab for more information about that, or you can send me an email or a message on Instagram and I would love to chat about that with you. Where has April gone, my friends? This is unsettling. Where has time gone? I feel like April literally just started. We have so much knitting to catch up on, my friends. I am so excited about all the things that I get to share with you today. I just feel very inspired. So we will take advantage of that inspiration and we will get into this podcast. If you would like to grab something tasty to drink, something to snack upon, something to craft upon, an animal to snuggle, a laundry to fold, whatever it may be, I hope it is either bringing you joy and or rest, or I'm helping you get through a task that is not as much fun. I have folded one load of laundry today. I have one more to go that I'll be doing after this. But at least one is done, right? I've already gotten one done, so that's good. I have a delicious iced coffee that I have just made for myself to spur me on through recording, and let's just get straight into it. You can do all those things, none of those things, whatever it is, and you can come back and join me for some crafty chat. Hello, my friends. How are you? How are your crafting endeavors? I hope they are going well. I am wearing today the Party Line scarf by Kaci of Young Folk Knits, the podcast, which is truly delightful if you are unfamiliar. But she is well beloved, so I would be surprised if you didn't know who she was. If you don't, you need to go check her out ASAP. So this is a pattern she designed last year sometime. The yarn is Suburban Stitcher in a bright hot pink. I love it. I have worn this many different ways and I thought it would be cute underneath the collar of this shirt. It's giving me like sailor vibes, but like cute sailor vibes. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Rusty has snuggled up on this chair over here, so this is good. I'm excited. He is absolutely adorable. I might include some footage of him. But he has been just a little bebopper today. Very needy, very chatty, very shouty, if you will. But I love him dearly. We love him dearly. So my friends, I have 3 finished objects, one of which I do not currently have, but that is okay because I can now talk about it. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen that we have just gotten back from a trip to visit my parents in Colorado to celebrate my mom and her birthday, which is very exciting. It was not this past weekend, but the weekend before. And I knit her a pair of socks for her birthday. They were the September Colorwork Cuff Club socks from Summer Lee. Surprise, surprise again. Her patterns are forever in my podcasts, I feel like. But I made my mom a pair of the September socks. Like I said, I do not have them with me because I have given them to her, which is really wonderful, but I will include pictures so you can see them. I had so much fun making them, and I cast them off. I finished the ones for my mom, and I immediately collected my own color palette to make my own, and it's literally been sitting right when I knit, very patiently waiting for me to come back to it. So maybe I'll start those soon. I knit those up so quickly. The ones for my mom, they flew off my needles. Granted, at the time I was knitting them, I wasn't sure if we were going to be visiting them or not, so I didn't know if I needed to mail them, and I would have had a smaller time frame, so I was trying to get through them quickly. But that aside, they just like, they truly flew off my needles. They were so much fun to make, and I just had a delight. The only difference, I switched out the heel flap and gusset for a shadow wrap heel, and everything else is to pattern. So love that. So that is finished object number 1 that I do not have, obviously. I have 2 other finished objects. Both of them you would have seen if you do follow me on Instagram. So this is a hint. If you don't follow me on Instagram, go over and do that right now. Linked down below. So first off, a test knit. I got my Avenue tee done. This was a test knit for Tori U. I'm so happy with this, my friends. I am just like so good. So good. It is in collection, or it's part of like the Avenue collection. There is an Avenue vest, which I have made. I made the crew neck version of that as well. I love it dearly. Both Avenue tee and vest have a crew neck option and a V-neck option. I have, like, they look good on everybody. Like, they truly look good on everybody. All different styles, all different colors, all types of yarn too, really. If you haven't made one of these, I know that this literally just came out, so probably haven't made one of these unless you test knit it as well. You need one of these. You really do. Both this and, I guess not really the vest because the vest doesn't have sleeves, but this has a contiguous sleeve construction, so you can see that there's this increased bit up here, and it kind of creates the effect of a shoulder cap, which is really nice. It fits me very well, and I really appreciate that design element. Is it my favorite to knit, really, though? I don't think so. It's not always my favorite, but I love the results, and I appreciate it. And again, I feel like this goes back to several episodes ago of me talking about needing to slow down and just appreciate the process. Appreciate the process, appreciate what the process is doing, knowing that the end result is going to be worth the process and progress. The yarn I used is the Merino linen sock blend. Merino linen sock, I think, is from Heathered Handmades. It is a single. It has merino and it has linen in it. And this is in the color Eucalyptus. I made size 3. I did lengthen. No, I don't think I lengthened the body. I can't remember what I did, but for the most part, it was knit to pattern. I will be making more of these for sure. I want to make the V-neck, and I just love it. I also used my Sorella, I think it's called Cruel Summer, one of her like wool wash soaks, or I think it's just wool wash. One of her wool washes from like her Eras Taylor Swift collections, and I really love that smell. Oh, it's so good. So I love it. Mine is definitely on the more cropped side, but I really am excited about that. Obviously you can wear that with anything high-waisted, skirts, dresses, all that kind of stuff. You can make it longer if you want. Give it long sleeves if you want. Adjust your yardage accordingly. Great. Love this. I really need the V-neck, but I also really love the crew neck, honestly. It's like, it fits perfectly. So I am so excited about this. I was really glad to get it done, and pictures taken, and another test knit in the books. We'll see how many I do this year, but this one's done. So excited about that. Next up, again, another finished object, my friends. I love this so much. It truly turned out exactly how I had it pictured in my mind. And there were a few things that I had, like, I thought I had pictured, and then as I was needing to make adjustments for the yardage that I had, I was like, oh, this is actually what I really want. I didn't want the other thing. This is working out even better than I thought it would. My friends. Am I gonna show you the front? I'm gonna show you, okay, this is the front. I finished my Tolsta tank. I love it so much. This is the square neck version. Obviously, there are little straps. It is striped. It is delightful. I love wearing it, and I made this as a part of Maker and Stitch, which is my mom's local yarn shop in Edwards, Colorado. They are hosting, or they were hosting, or no, they still are hosting. It's until the end of April, so technically yes. They're hosting a make-along if you use yarn from them, which is Ito, sorry, I just bumped the tripod, Ito Kinu, which is 100% silk. I used that and I held it double, and I made the fingering weight version of this pattern opposed to the DK weight version. It was a whole figuring out process, but we got there in the end, and I had a fun time making this pattern. This is my third Tolsta tank, and it is not my last. I am just so happy with it, and if you want to see pictures of me wearing it, you can go to my Instagram. I wore this when my mom and I went to go to Maker and Stitch to hang out for her birthday, literally on her birthday, and that was so much fun. This is also size 3 that I made, and I did add some of the bust shaping in there as well. I don't know if you can see that, but it is there. I love it. I love this pattern. And again, it will not be my last Tolsta tank, or Tolsta anything really. I have a Tolsta tee on my needles that is going to be a long sleeve. If we think back, if you think back, because you really haven't seen it in a long time, I see it every time I walk over to my like pile of whips. And I'm reminded that I need to do that, but it's a long sleeve thing, and like we're definitely not in that era right now. Indeed not. Rusty is like the most precious little boy. He's sound asleep, and I know he can hear me because his ears are twitching. All the Tolstas, they will happen, they will be completed, and there will be more. There will be more. So the Tolsta tank, square neck, Ito Kinu. I love it. Perfect for the summer. I'm so excited. So excited. And those are all my finished objects, which that is a lot, my friends. A finished pair of socks, which did happen quite a while ago at this point, but that's okay, they still count. And 2 finished sweaters. And also, if you were wondering, I remember mentioning that I wanted to get the test knit done for the visit to my parents, and no, I didn't do that. And I even was, in my mind, probably did something a little reckless, and I left it at home. It wasn't done. The deadline was looming, and I left it at home because it was honestly stressing me out more than it needed to, and so I did my brain a favor and just left it at home. Because I wanted to have like a fun time. Not that makes it sound like it's not a fun time to work on this project. It was a fun time, but there were other things that I really wanted to work on, and also would have been easier for me to travel with at that point. So it happened the way it happened, and it worked out perfectly. It happened out perfectly. Yeah, it's all good. Pattern's out now, so And if you want to go get yourself a copy, would highly recommend. I got it done by the due date and all my stuff was submitted in time. So that's all that really matters. That was my goal. Completed. I need to take a drink. And let's move along from the finished objects because I'm now out of those. But at least I had them. And we'll get into the piles of whips that I have and the piles of yarn acquisitions I have. It's a fun time. We are in for a fun episode, everyone. Okay, we'll take a quick break and we will regather. I don't know, I'm gonna go on a very slight tangent very quickly. And we're gonna keep this very short because this is ridiculous about what I'm about to say. I don't know about you all, maybe this is just a me thing. Let me know in the comments if you feel this way. But do you ever like sometimes get an iced coffee if you enjoy iced coffees? And you are just enjoying it and it's like so delicious, and then you realize that you've drank most of it in a very short amount of time, and then you're like, man, I spent that money and I really enjoyed it, but it didn't last as long as I wanted it to. I didn't space it out, and now I really want another one, but I don't want to spend the money for a whole other coffee that I'm probably going to drink also very quickly. That is one situation. Then you have a situation where you make your coffees at home, and then you're like, oh, no big deal. I will just go make myself another one. Previous me would have been down to do that. But me now, as I'm continuing to get older and more experienced in life, as we all are, you know, or we try our best. Me now is like, I really want to do that, but yes, I can make it at home, but do I really want to risk the fact of having more caffeine? And do I really want to risk potentially not having a good night's sleep? Is it really worth that? Is a delightful iced coffee, another iced coffee, worth a not good night's sleep? No. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's not. Most times it's not. I say that, I was like, wow, I've just like drank through that very quickly. But it's so good. It's so good. Not to toot my own horn, but pat myself on the back, I make very delicious iced coffees. And that is my tangent. I'm so sorry. We are moving on with works in progress now. I have, where do we start? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, really? 5, 6. 6 projects. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 future projects. So let's get in with the projects, current projects, I should say. I did pull out my jelly roll blanket, my friends. I started off really strong and then I lost a little bit of steam, and now I have regained my strength. My friends, I have knit so much of this jelly roll blanket. It feels like, when you look at it, it's really, oh, are you rolling? You are rolling. You are precious. You know, maybe I'm gonna stop really quick and get some footage of him because he's just too cute and I don't want him to not be this way. He's just so freaking cute. My jelly roll, my friends. I have a renewed energy for my jelly roll, and it doesn't look like a lot of progress because I don't think I actually needed, or I didn't move my progress keeper from last time I showed it to you all, which was seemingly months ago. But I did make some progress on it. So I'm working on my strip number 2. Which is this one here. You can see. We're gonna move this. Very cute dinosaur, so I know. But I think I was like maybe here-ish when I picked it back up. And I just am having a fun little time. This is still obviously strip 1, and so I'm just plugging along. This is a pattern called the Jelly Roll Blanket by Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears podcast. I've been inspired by so many people. So many people. There are so many jelly roll blankets, so many blankets in general floating around in the knitting world, and crochet world really, because there are also crochet ones. Right now, I feel like, for whatever reason, but I was particularly inspired by Eunice of Therapy by Craft and her jelly roll blanket, because she showed off her finished one earlier this year, and that's what's that sealed the deal for me. I needed one as well, and I'm just having a fun time. I'm really liking how my colors are working together. I am following no plan. There is zero rhyme or reason. I'm just, if I finish something, I will pick up something that I like the look of next to what I've just finished. And I'm not even taking into consideration the first stripe, because I feel like that's just going to be too much to think about. And I want to use up as much as I can, if possible. And so yeah, I'm just plugging along. And see, now we've moved this little guy. He's so cute. I feel like he needs a name. For some reason, I looked at him and like Simon popped into my head. I don't know. This is a little progress keeper that I got from Craftique, which is a local to me yarn shop. Craftique Studios. They have a lot of very fun yarns. They have your needles, notions, all that kind of fun stuff. And lots of classes. And yeah, so this was part of a little progress keeper set that I got at some point. I don't think it was the most recent time I went. Maybe it was. I honestly can't remember, but that's okay. I got it from there and I love it. I believe Grace, the owner, she makes these little sets with charms that she gets, which is very fun. So I love that. And I will continue to make progress on my jelly roll, because we love it. We love it. Could I tell you all the yarns that are in here? Maybe, but I don't feel like that would be very productive, because there's a lot of old bits and pieces. Some very old bits and pieces in there. Some I don't even remember where it came from, so, but that's okay. It all looks pretty. I love using it. It's bringing me a lot of joy, and I'm really loving working on my jelly roll blanket. So next up, after the jelly roll, I have been working on my other test knit that I currently have on my needles, and that is the Analogous shawl by Shanalines Designs. And I am knitting with my handspun that was spun out of Malabrigo Nube that I've had in my stash for literally forever, and then an unknown white color. I'm loving it. It is a lot of fun, and I thought I was going to bring this with me on our trip. I did not, because with what I wanted to bring and then also space, it was just not very conducive. But this deadline is in the future, and I'm plugging right along, making good progress. So I'm loving how this is turning out. I think this is just absolutely stunning. Oh, I just am so good. There's something so satisfying about knitting with handspun, making handspun, knitting with yarn, or crocheting with yarn in general that has that kind of barber pulling effect. It is just so satisfying to see the color changes and how that happens with that type of yarn. And then also the construction of this shawl is so, again, so satisfying, my friends. Look, like there's something about this and how it gradually gets bigger, but this is the spine of the shawl is just like, I don't know what it is, but it's scratching some kind of itch in my brain that's like, that is so good. Shayna's patterns are so good. So creative. So this is the Analogous shawl. Like I said, I'm just tootling along, having a grand old time. I did switch it over, so my needles are better, and I am loving it. I also do have this little guy, which was in the same set as my little dinosaur from Craftique, which I think is super cute. But this is marking my repeats. It is not marking my progress, which is okay. And I'm not going to move it because then I will lose track of my repeats. But let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think I'm almost done with this repeat, and I think I might have 3 or 4 left to do, which is pretty good. Pretty good. I'm very excited about it. Like I said, I'm using an unknown yarn. Ba-ba. Don't know what this is, which is saying something because I, again, not to toot my own horn, but I am pretty good at picking out what yarn is if it doesn't have a ball band, or if it's like knit up or crocheted up in something, or I can feel it and I can figure it out. I have no idea what this is. There are a lot of things it could be, but I don't think it is, because I'm also trying to remember how much, like, what this could be that I would have had this amount. And what was this going to be? Because I don't remember. I don't know. All I know is that it fits the gauge and I had enough yardage, so that was mainly the biggest concern. And then, my friends, this delightful bundle of handspun of mine that I am so proud of, and I'm just so excited to get to use in this project. And I really love that Shayna incorporated that in the timeline of this test. So if you wanted to spin for it, you could. It wasn't a requirement, but if you wanted to, you could, and there would be enough time so you weren't racing through spinning and knitting an entire shawl. I love this. It's going to be so delightfully squishy and snuggly, and I probably won't get to use it for a while, but that's okay, because when I do, it will be amazing. There's also something very satisfying of having all what looks like the wrong side being the right side. This is the right side. This is the wrong side. But this also looks super cool. So we can't really go wrong, can we? This is just a delightful experience all around. And yeah, like I said, I'm just plugging along. I've switched my needles. I'm having a grand time. I love my handspun, which, speaking of handspun, this is a random thought that literally just popped into my head. I had no intentions of talking about it. My friends, Tour de Fleece is coming. And I don't know anything about it. Oh, I mean, I do. I have participated before. I know how it works. I know about it. I don't know all about it. But this upcoming one, there are details about it that I don't know. And I will leave that up to you to do your own research because I don't have those answers. But it was brought to my attention because Kaci, again, of Young Folk Knits, is hosting a team with someone else, I believe. I saw some posts about it on Instagram, which reminded me that Tour de Fleece was coming up, which is very exciting. It coincides with Tour de France, the bike ride in France. And I'm gonna do it, which is the first time that I've had this thought. I'm gonna do it again. It's been years since I feel like I've actively participated. I feel like I did it, I tried to do it, or I did it a little bit, maybe the past couple of years, but it was not. I'm going to try and fully commit, is what I'm trying to say. We're gonna go ham on Tour de Fleece this year and see what we can do. Someone stretched so hard that he woke himself up. It's pretty sweet. He's just so precious. I just want to squish his little tummy. So I have a bunch of fiber literally just right behind me, and my spinning wheel is literally right over there. So I just need to do it, my friends. And I'm so excited. I'm gonna, we're just all over the place today right now. I'm so sorry. I just purchased, I'm so excited, something I have never done before, and something I have wanted to do, or I've been thinking about. It's been rumbling in my head for maybe the past 6 months, or maybe at least, 5-6 months. My friends, I purchased a 12-day advent calendar. Surprise. But it is fiber. It's fiber bumps. And they're pretty big fiber bumps, if I remember correctly. And it's a really woolly base. The fiber is very woolly, and I'm very excited. I cannot remember what it is, which is very silly. We are going to, I have my computer open over here so I can pull up things. Okay. Oh my goodness. And my friends, what makes it even better? There are a lot of things that make it even better, and we're going to go through them now. One of which being it is Anne of Anne of Avonlea themed. Anne Shirley. Anne of Green Gables. Written by Lucy Maud Montgomery. One of my all-time favorites. Very meaningful to me in my life. We don't want the recent version. No, no, no. That is not what I am talking about. No shame to you if you like that. If you love that, I love that for you. I actively refuse to partake. Give me the one with Megan Fellows. Megan Fellows, that is the best and only version, TV series wise. And then you have the books. The books are the best. So when I found there were quite a few Anne of Green Gables, Anne of Avonlea themed Advent countdown calendars that I saw this year, but this one in particular really caught my eye, and it is from Skein and the Stitch. Her name is Jess, and I believe she lives in the UK. I'm so excited. And what is also truly, truly amazing, she was so kind because I delayed. I put it off, and I didn't realize there was a timeline. She had a timeline for how long she's gonna keep the listing open. And so I waited too long, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go buy it now. I went to go buy it, it was gone. It was gone, and I was so sad, and I was like, okay, it just must not have meant to happen. It's okay, it's your own fault. I saw on her Instagram stories and things that the listing had closed, and that was a choice she made, and I need to respect that. And that's totally on me for not understanding or not knowing, and also, or not paying attention, really. That's what it boils down to. And I messaged her and I was like, if there's any possible way that you could open it up a little bit more, if I could just like, if I could buy one from you, if there are any more spots, please. But if not, it's okay. I understand this was completely my fault, and that's my fault. And she was so kind about it, and she opened it up for me to get one, and so I have one now, and I'm so excited. Just huge shout out to Jess of Skein and the Stitch for being so kind about it, since I was clearly the one who had messed up, and allowing me to jump right in, even though her pre-orders were closed. It was very kind of her. So that is coming to me whenever that time rolls around, which seems so far away, but April has flown by, so probably will be here before we know it. I am over the moon, truly. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Anyway, I wasn't intending on talking about that, and here we are. Tour de Fleece, fiber advent calendars. I'm very excited. We still have 4 more projects to talk about, so let's get on with that, shall we? I have 3 pairs of socks to chat about, and then I also have pulled out of hibernation my Stromboli tee. And no, I didn't get the Miss Urena done by Caitlin Hunter. And I was reminded because this is also a Caitlin Hunter pattern. I didn't get the Miss Urena done, and it's okay. I think it needs a little bit of a timeout. I just need to give it a little bit of a break. Feeling a little burnt out on it, and that's okay. That's valid. It's all good. And it will get done soon. It's just not right now. And that's fine. And by not right now, I mean it like not in 6 months time, but like I need to take a couple weeks off and then I'll be back to it. But this is not what I'm working on. I'm working on my Stromboli tee. So I pulled this out of hibernation and I am loving it. My friends, this is just so good. I made quite a bit of progress, I feel like. I don't feel like I put that in the right spot. Oh, maybe I did. But last time you all saw this, which I don't even remember when it was, I've made that much progress, which I mean for a bottom-up sweater, when you're knitting on 250, 275, 300 plus stitches, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I have the stitch pattern more or less memorized at this point. I still have to check it sometimes, especially when I'm switching over and I've finished a repeat. But you can see that is just so good. I'm so happy with this. And yes, it is black. And yes, is it the most summery things? No, but I love it. And I'm so excited to wear it. I am knitting with, for some reason, this magically got 2 ball bands on it, which I know it just like, I must have put it on there at some point, but I think it's kind of funny. I always have a laugh when I see this in my project bag. This is what it supposed to look like. This is MyYak Fior de Lino. It is 50% Tibetan cloud wool, 35% baby yak, and 15% Italian linen. It feels heavenly, my friends. It feels so good. And I got this yarn from Maker and Stitch last year sometime. They had just gotten this in. And I love this. This is just such a nice yarn. I think it's going to be really, really delightful to wear. I wish it had a little bit of cotton in it, but that's okay. It'll be fine. am not complaining. But I went with this color. They have a lot more colors now, obviously, because it's been such a long time since I got this yarn. They have more colors now, but I was just so inspired by the original, the one that Caitlin is wearing in like all of the project page pictures and things like that, that I needed one of these colors, or this color as well. I had seen one of the testers do it in this color, I think, and it was just like, I need that in my life. Seems like a good staple. You could get a lot of use out of it. Even though it's black in the summer, it's okay. I'm very excited. So we're just plugging along. And yeah, once I kind of wrapped, for some reason I felt like my brain was not in the lace pattern too much when I was working on it before, which I think is what slowed me down. And since picking it back up, I just like, this is clearly what you do next. My brain just needed to be kicked into gear and in the Stromboli mindset, and here we are. I feel like my mom is making this, I noticed, and I feel like I have quite a few knitting friends in person that have made this, but I can't remember who exactly. I will figure it out. But anyway, I'm loving working on my Stromboli. It's a lot of fun, enjoying it, which is a nice segue, kind of. We have the large amount of stitches on your needles, which takes a long time to make a one time around, contrasted with socks, which are very small around. Last time I talked about, I was very adamant that I'm going to knit this pair of socks using magic loop, even though I detest it. To each their own. There's nothing wrong with magic loop. If you love it, I love that for you. It is just not for me. But that being said, for some reason, I picked this up after recording last time, and I just like zipped through a good 1.5 inches of this sock. Like, I don't know what, like, that's where I was, and I did all that in one sitting. Like, what? So I have hope for myself. I am going to continue it. I do appreciate the comments of life is too short. I completely agree. I completely agree. And if this was not something I wanted to like do as an experiment, I would stop. But this is something that I want to do as an experiment, as a test for myself, and just as a fun little time. So we're learning things from this pair of socks, if nothing else. So I'm having a fun time. Other than that, this is a sock set from Kettle Hearth Fiber, Kettle Hearth Yarn, Kettle Hearth Fiber. You think it's one thing, and then you hear the other one, and you're like, oh, maybe that's how I read it. Nope, it's Kettle Hearth Fiber. I'm so sorry. It's a sock set of this delightful dark green, and then this lighter green, and then I threw in this blue, which is from the Plucky knitter, just as something for fun, and I am just having a great time. I think it looks great. I know, again, that this is not my favorite, and it is, with the stripes, it's looking a little rough compared to how I know it could look if I was knitting on my 9 inches. But that's okay. That's not the point. This is not the point. The point is to do this experiment, let myself know that I can do this, and I do genuinely want to get better at this. So, is it my first choice? No. And I also am giving myself the space, at least I need to get this one sock done. I know I said I needed to get both socks done. If I get this one sock done and I'm like, I cannot take this, I will not do it. I will not do sock 2 on magic loop. I promise. I'm also promising myself that. I'm saying that to you as saying that to me, really. If I really don't like that, it's okay. The experiment was completed by completing the one sock. So the goal was the one sock. Ultimate goal too, but that's okay if it doesn't happen. It's fine. Next up, we have my sock knit along with my friend who gifted me this yarn so we could do a sock knit along, which I love. I powered through this sock on my trip. So much so I have a full finished sock and I am almost done with the heel turn of the second, which is crazy. These are the Hibernal socks by Summerly Designs, Summerly Knits, whatever, however you would like to recognize that name as. I can't remember which one it is. It's Summerly and her sock designs, who we all love dearly. We love dearly. I love this sock pattern. And I have completed, obviously, a full sock. This is knit out of Suburban Stitcher Lucky You. I don't know if you can tell, but there is some gold stellina in there. And my friends, when I tell you it is the most glorious thing, it is the most glorious thing. One thing, when you hold it back like this, it doesn't look as long. In person, like holding it up, looking at it in my hands, this looks so long. Knitting this cuff, so long. 4 inches. What? So long. Knitting this leg, so long. And I just don't knit my cuffs and my legs that long normally. I know some people who do, and that's like normal for them. Wonderful. I love that for them. It is not normal for me, and I don't know if it's going to become my normal, but I do love it for these socks. And it was kind of a funny conversation that my friend and I had about these and just trying to get through the long leg and the cuff. That being said, I assume that this like kind of applies the second sleeve always goes faster, that mentality. Since I had a number I was knitting to, this leg just flew by, which was crazy because this one took so long. I don't know what it is, but I mean, I do think that knitting to a number is much more helpful for me, maybe. But anyway, so yeah, I am almost done with my shadow wrap heel. Actually, I think I am done with my shadow wrap heel, and now I'm just tootling along until I get my foot length, which is not going to take very long. I have the pattern memorized. It's a mock cable, so if you are wanting to try cabled socks but don't want to commit and want the look of cables, this is the pattern for you. Very easy, super fun. Again, like I said, very easy to memorize. Ooh, looks great in variegated yarns, looks great in solids, looks great in tweeds. Oh my goodness, please focus. I will be making these again. I think this would be great in self-striping too. I think it would be so cute. Just maybe not as long. I do also want to make the slouchy versions. I want to make the DK ones. My friends. I'm just tootling along. So next time, we will have a finished pair of Hibernal socks. Next up was a spontaneous cast on, and did I have any business casting on a new socks? No, I did not. Did I want to do it anyway? Yes, for my trip. And I have been re-listening, rereading Anne of Green Gables. It's on my mind. So I thought it was fitting, my friends, to cast on the pair of socks. It's a vanilla sock, nothing fancy. Let the yarn speak for itself. Of a skein from Mustache Yarns that I have that is called Kindred Spirits, that I got for my birthday from my parents several years ago, that I have been saving. And my friends, we use the nice things. This is the year we use the nice things. We don't just let it sit. We appreciate them, but we also want to use them, and we can appreciate it while we use them. So I wound this up literally the night before, did the ribbing, part of the ribbing and the cast on our way to the airport, and then continued to work on my sock, and then did the Kitchener on the toe as we were landing back in Houston on our way back. So I did do the shadow wrap heel in the same yarn, so we opted for that this time. I'm very happy with it. I'm so excited. I love these colors. They are so soft and so Anne-Shirley, and gives Kindred Spirit vibes. So I am just so happy to have this pair of socks. I did forget that this skein had come with this little carrot progress keeper. And I had been, for some reason, keeping it on my desk, which is not even remotely close to where I keep my yarn. And so I remembered it and found it and had a thought to put it on these socks. So, was it when we landed in Houston? It might have been Denver. When we landed in Denver, because then I cast on my second sock. And we're just tootling along. And no, they will not be the same, which is fine with me. I do not mind that. Makes them more endearing to me. But if you prefer not, I love that for you. We're just tootling along. Having a grand old time. There is something about a vanilla sock. Oh my, this little skein has just really come apart. Or not. I thought it had. It's hanging on for dear life. There's something just so satisfying about self-striping and knitting a plain vanilla sock and just being able to knit, especially if it's your first one and you're just working on the leg and you're like, I can make this as long as I want. I don't have to worry about this at all, and just tootle along. And especially if you're doing stuff that like you can knit while you do it, while you are there and you do things, and it's like, ooh, I'm getting so much done. This feels so good. I love it. Vanilla socks. Kindred Spirits yarn from Mustache Yarns. Self-striping. Extraordinaire. Would highly recommend. And those are all my whips, my friends. And I feel like this is getting particularly long. So if we are going to speed through the yarn acquisitions, because I don't want these files to be too big, because I have a new editing situation since I'm doing this on my phone now. So it's all fine, but we have to make adjustments in how we record, and it's all good. It's all good. Okay, first off, when we went to Maker and Stitch, of course, we got things. I've been wanting to make the Colette pullover by Sari Nordlund for a very, very long time. It's one of those patterns that I've had saved. I've never acted upon knitting it, but I always think about it. Whenever I'm thinking of things that I want to make, or like we're going to Maker and Stitch, or I'm looking at possible yarn that I want to buy, like the Colette tee always pops into my head, which I feel like is a sign that I've always wanted to make it, and I just have never acted upon it. But my friends, it is happening. And no, I didn't just get 2 skeins. I've got more over there, but I just only wanted to bring 2 over here. Less to hold. So I am using Knitting for Olive Pure Silk in this gorgeous color, Poppy Blue, which again was purchased from Maker and Stitch. They have it online if you are interested. Ooh. Ba-ba. I love this color. This is gorgeous. I don't have anything this color that I've made. And I'm gonna change that. And I'm finally gonna make the Colette tee, and I'm so excited. So I think as a reward to myself, since I got the Avenue tee done, I feel like there was something else I wanted to finish. But as a reward, I have empty needles now, my friends. So why would I work on current whips when I can cast this on? You know, I really need to finish the Miss Urena. Maybe this will be my reward for finishing that. But I really want to cast this on. Oh. Watch my Instagram. You'll probably see posts about it there. In addition, the news has come out that Brooklyn Tweed is no longer going to be doing yarn. They're going to focus on their pattern design, which is wonderful for them. Very sad though, because I mean, I really do like their yarn. I got some shelter. Again, I did get more, but I just have 2 for the sake of holding things. I got shelter, potentially for a Felix. Either a Felix pullover or a Felix cardigan. I have yet to decide. But my friends, this is also enough for the base of the new King Salmon sweater by Caitlin Hunter, which I want to make really badly. I also really want to make the halibut sweater, which is honestly probably a better weight for me and where I live. But my mom got yarn for the King Salmon sweater. She also got shelter when we were there, and she cast it on while we were there. And it is going to be glorious. Truly glorious. I'm so excited for her and her sweater. And I have enough for the base of that. And I honestly think I have skeins of shelter floating around in here. That would be really nice. Or something similar. But I don't know that for certain. And then also, I think I probably would get more use out of a Felix cardigan or pullover. I have yet to decide. Also, what color is this? This is Meteorite. So sorry. I picked this because I love the flecks of color in this. It's a delightful chocolatey, warm chocolatey brown, but it's been milled with such that you can see those bits of color in there. And I feel like that would make a really beautiful, like everyday sweatshirty type thing. Hence the Felix, which I love and have 2 of and need more. It's been a while since I've knit a Felix, and I think the time is now. The question is pullover or cardigan. I've only made the pullover, but my mom just finished a cardigan, a Felix cardigan, and it's so cute. Decisions. Next up, this literally arrived in the mail. I picked up the mail this morning, so I don't know when exactly it arrived, but I did pick it up today. So I have 3 skeins of linen quill from Pearl Soho. This is for a Pearl Soho pattern that is a v-neck, and I'm blanking on the name, but we can probably look it up really fast. Oh, that's not what I wanted. My mom is making one too, and I can't remember what color she got. But where is it? The daily pullover. I was thinking it was like the everyday pullover. That's what crossed my mind, and it's not. It's called the Daily Pullover by Paula Pereira for Pearl Soho using linen quill. I love this color. I think this color looks good on me. I'm very excited to have the Daily Pullover, a very basic v-neck pullover in this yarn. I love this yarn, and it is called Fresh Pickle. How can we say no to a color that is called Fresh Pickle? Also, fun fact about me, I have a very sweet friend of mine whose last name is Pickle, and it reminds me of her, and it always makes me laugh. She's very funny and always makes me laugh. So I like this color. I'm so excited to wear it and have it as a sweater. I think it'll be delightful. Honestly, it would be very nice over this top. Yeah. With some jeans. Black jeans. Yeah. Better get cracking in my free time. Lastly, I do have one more skein. Rusty knocked it over, so I don't have it. But I do have 3 of these. This is also linen quill. It was on sale, which is why we took advantage of the sale. This is Kettle Black, which is this very nice tweedy color. And I have wanted to do, similar to the Colette tee, I have had the Paul Klee sweater in my brain, in my queue, in my thoughts, hopes, and dreams for years. And now is my time. I got this as the base, and I have several sets of mini skeins that I can use. I haven't looked into details of how many mini skeins, how much yardage for each mini skein I do need, but a lot of what I have can be combined potentially. But my favorite and the biggest mini skein set, I do apologize for the crinkling, is this Folklore mini skein set, which is a Taylor Swift reference if you are unfamiliar. This is from Lavender Loon. I've had this in my stash for at least a year, and I think that would be stunning. I may throw other minis in there, but this is probably going to be the base of what I do. I'm very excited. When this is happening, I don't know, but so sorry. I didn't mean to startle you. I'm sorry. But it's happening at some point. So those are all the yarn acquisitions. I'm very excited. I have things I just need to finish things. I need to cast on things. I want to do the Colette tee so badly, but now I have the yarn, so I'm one step closer to having my Colette tee. You know. We're gonna make the tee. I've made the scarf, the shawlette. Now we're gonna do the tee, and next I'm going to not be able to stop thinking about the pullover with the long sleeves. I don't know. That's for a future date. We will figure that out at a later date. But anyway, I must go. We will work on this editing file situation, as podcasters do, because that's how that works. And I need to fold laundry, and we will just continue on. I will enjoy the last little bits of my iced coffee that I have in my strawberry shortcake glass. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for your comments and your likes and your subscribes. All those things make a bigger impact than you think that they do. So whenever, if you feel so inclined, please and thank you. That would be amazing. And share, also very helpful. The algorithm moves in mysterious ways, and it is not always a fun time. So again, likes and subscribes and comments go further than you think. I have social medias, I have show notes, I have tech editing information, all the various places. If I have forgotten anything, or if you just want to say hi, please feel free to send me a message on Instagram. I'd love to chat with you. Obviously, I have crafty plans. We have a lot of crafty plans bubbling in the foreground, in the background, way far away. It's a matter of when things will happen, you know. And really, I just want to work on my jelly roll. But we work on other things too. and we may cast on some new things. So at least we will have a finished pair of socks next time. I say that and I probably won't. Literally, as I was closing out, my storage became full. So we will close this out quickly. Hope your crafty plans are so successful, whatever they may be. Are you getting ready for Tour de Fleece? Are you participating? Are you still participating in the I Love Books and Sock Knitting knit-along hosted by Earthtonegirl by Denise? I feel like that's coming to an end, I think, on May 1st. How many socks have you made? I have made way more than I thought I would, honestly. And I really stopped pairing them with books. I'm just kind of like reading whatever and knitting whatever, which works. I mean, you're allowed to make it your own. Thank you for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. All your comments make me smile. So thank you so much for leaving those. Appreciate you coming back every single week. There are so many knitting podcasts out there, and I appreciate you picking mine and hanging out with me. There are so many other wonderful creators out there, though, so show them some love as well. And yeah, that is all that I have for you all today. And yeah, who knows what I'm going to cast on? Maybe I'll go do that right now when I should be folding laundry. I'm an adult. I can do whatever I want. It's not a question of, can I have ice cream for dinner? It's I need to be folding laundry and I really just want to cast on something. And I'm going to do it anyway. It's knitting, crafting adulthood. Choosing to do the things that you know you need to do. Anyway, the laundry does need to be folded, but I could do that later. Maybe. I don't know. I need to go. Thank you so much for being here. You are wonderful. You are enough, and I will see you all next time. Bye.